Hello, everybody, and welcome to today's episode of Juicing the Numbers, your statistics and sports podcast. I am one of your hosts, Joshua Tracy.
I'm Corwin Hiller.
And welcome to the Monday edition of the show. We are recording this on April 24th, 6:30 at night here on the East Coast. And baseball is happening. We're reaching milestones. We've got discourse on things. Still a relatively meaningless amount of games, but who cares, man? So we're going to get into some stuff, some run environment stuff. But I guess first and foremost, we've got Miguel Cabrera reaching a pretty big milestone. He has 3,000 career hits.
Is that a lot?
It is, as the kids would say, a lot. I was about to do the math of how many. I essentially was about to calculate batting average. Like I was some kind of fucking genius. Like he collects so many hits and so many plate appearances. How many? What rate would he need to do that at? That's just called batting average. Because his batting average is 310 for his career, which is so fucking stupid. Miguel Cabrera. This is his 20th MLB season. He's played in 2,601 games. And in that time, he has collected 3,002 hits, 599 doubles, 17 triples, which is just hilarious. 502 home runs. He has 1,809 RBIs, 39 stolen bases, 21 caught stealing, 1,203 walks, 1,944 strikeouts. His slash line for his career, 310, 387, 532, an OPS of 919, an OPS plus career of 144.
Sure.
Two-time MVP, Triple Crown, 11-time All-Star, 7-time Silver Slugger, 4 batting titles, and a 2003 World Series win. And, man, the milestone of 3,000 hits has obviously grown rarer and rarer as time has gone on. And there's no one really behind him right now. And because of the lack of focus on single hitting, like getting your base hits versus getting your power hits, really trying to, like, there's not really a lot of slap hitters anymore that are actively trying to slap hit. Everyone is swinging and working on a swing plane that will achieve a bigger hit, a double or a home run, which isn't a fault. Those are better hits. It's a better swing that will yield better results over time. So that's the right thing to do. People will sell out for power. It's not just about trying to maximize your launch angle for an uppercut versus an inside out. It's a whole bunch of stuff. Additionally, defense has gotten better and pitching has gotten better over the last few years. So it presents additional challenges. But the next guy on the list of active players for hit count is Robinson Cano at 2,631 hits. And man, oh man, I don't think he's getting to 3,000. He's 39.
Yeah. I'm surprised. Genuinely, when I saw him suit up for the Mets this year, I was like, oh, wow. Forgot he was just still kicking. Just still surviving.
Yeah. After that is Yadier Molina at 2,116 hits. He's also 39.
But I mean, has he said this is his last ride?
One of him and Waino has said it. I forget which one. But one of him and Waino have said it. And then guess what? Those are the only two guys in MLB today to have over 2,000 hits. The next active guy on the list is Nelson Cruz with 1,924.
All of them?
He is 41. Oh, wow. Elvis Andrus next, who is 33, which is older than I thought he was, 1,875 hits. Yeah, he's still with Oakland. Wow. Okay.
Is he going to be around for another 7-8 years?
Hold on. Okay, hold on. Let's do some light math here. Let's assume he is. Let's give him 7 years. He plays till 40. Why not? So his career batting average is 271, and he has let's call it 550 at bats a season, because we'll give him 650.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that's another 176 hits per year. That times 7 is 1,233. That would actually put him on pace. If he played another 7 years, that would put him with his current batting average and 650 at bats as the assumed amount. There we go. Jesus Christ. That would give him 1,233 hits, plus his current 1,875 would give him 3,108. He is on pace.
Wow. I don't know if I believe that he'll get there.
Well, actually, and that would put him. He would need 6.5 seasons. He wouldn't need the full 7, but that's still a lofty order. We'll play this game a little bit more as we get down to some of the younger people, I hope. But actually, that's an interesting case that I just saw. Real quick, Andrew McCutchen, the next guy, 1,839. He's 35. He's not getting there. Elvin Longoria, 36, 1,818 hits. He's not getting there. Jose Altuve, 1,783 hits. He is 32. There's a chance I could see Jose Altuve playing for 7 more years, right?
I could. I just don't. I got to look back up his numbers over the past couple years, because Jose Altuve of 2016, sure, I could see him going on forever and ever and ever. He doesn't even need to keep that up for that long. Of course he'll make it.
It looks like he's never missed a significant period of time. I know he's had some injury struggle, but I mean, he's never missed. 2019 was his fewest games played. I'm ignoring 2020 because I don't want to do that. He missed a quarter of the season, but the season was 60 games. So he missed 12 games, and that's not fair to call it a 20% of the season. So his least games played was 2019. He played he still played 124 games. That's a perfectly reasonable amount of games.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, his career batting average is 307. Again, let's assume 650 plate appearances a year. It's about 200 hits a season. So if we gave him 7 more seasons to do it, it'd be 1,396 more hits. And if we add that total to his current hits total of 1,783, that puts him at 3,179 hits. And that would put him at that marker before he hits 40.
So looking at the averages over the past 5 seasons, which kind of conveniently starts after his decline from essentially leading the MLB in hits for 4 straight seasons and being a top MVP candidate each year. He's averaging a 286 batting average with, averaging 415 plate appearances, but again, he's not missing time, and that includes a shortened season. 286, if you extrapolate that out over, 500 plate appearances, 600 plate appearances for however long, does that put him in it? I guess I could also be the one to do the math.
I got it. What was that number?
Batting average of 286.
286. So 286, 650 plate appearances a year. It's 185 hits per season. We're going to assume still 7 more seasons, still fair? That's the number we've been using for everybody.
Yeah, let's use 7.
All right, that is 1,301 hit, and he is currently at. Why did I leave his page? I'm looking right at his goddamn hits total.
1555. Nope,
1783. Yeah, fuck you. So yeah, he would get it.
How much does he get it by? Because he's not going to be doing that at 40.
3084.
38. 3084. It's a good chunk. 84 hits. Well, I don't think he's quite going to get it. based
It's
off of that.
interesting
I just don't see him going until 39, but
with the
or
universal
38.
DH. The longevity of players who make good contact, obviously, their lifespan increases. Look at Albert Pujols. He's DHing for the Cardinals this year, which is still a wild sentence we're all going to have to adjust to for a few reasons. But part of that is because Albert Pujols still a decent to good hitter against lefties. I said that with a lot of confidence. I have to go look. And the Cardinals is generally not a good hitting team. They're an okay hitting team. And he doesn't have to field his position, and he also doesn't really have to run very well to be able to do this. So there's a few reasons that he's able to get away with that. If Altuve could potentially keep that up, then he could do it too. It's just a question of how much the additional 15 DH spots in MLB this season stretch out the lifespan. Albert Pujols is OPS plus this season. I know it's been a very small amount of games. He's played in 7 games. It's 184. He has accumulated an additional 0.3 WAR in the last 7 games he's played, which means he's back up to 99.8 career WAR, which means he's only 0.2 away from getting back to 100. I need that. I need it. Get back there, Uncle Al. Come on, Tito.
Honestly, I was going to make a comment about, Albert Pujols can still hit home runs. Like he can hit for power. Wow. But his ISO isn't, it's worse than Altuve's has been.
Can I share Albert Pujols' split last season, righties versus lefties?
Yeah.
Oh, that's this season. I was wondering why it was so dramatic. I opened up 2022. So far this season, against right-handed pitching, he is slashing 077, 200, 077 for an OPS of 277, and an SOPS plus of -14. Against left-handed pitching, he's batting 600, 636, 1300 for an OPS plus of 1936 and an SOPS plus of 464. So yeah, he's batting lefties very well this season. Let me pull up 2021, which is what I meant to do. But man, that was a funny fucking number to see. Yeah, it's still pretty dramatic. It's not nearly that dramatic. His SOPS plus last season against righties, 39. Against lefties, 150.
Wow.
He crushed lefties. His OPS against lefties was 939.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
Good baseball player?
Against lefties, he's solid still. And that's why he's got a job. He's solid against lefties. And with the ability to have the DH position to give you a little bit more flexibility for your lineup, he's going to find time. This is not about Albert Pujols. So hold on. One other thing I want to say about the active hits leader before we navigate back to Miguel Cabrera. The first guy, the only guy in the top 30 at least, and I'm still scrolling. All right, yeah, the only guy in the top 30 for active hits leader, only guy in the top 30 under the age of 30 is Manny Machado.
No kidding.
So Manny Machado currently has 1,445 hits. That puts him at 20th. So he's really in the top 20 for active hits leader. And under the age of 30 is just wild. Now, his career batting average is 280. And let's assume 650 at-bats. Now, Manny Machado reasonably could play for another decade. We see guys last till the age of 39 relatively frequently in baseball. But let's stick with him for the next 7 years just to, project out where he'll be at 36. And with 7 more years of 182 hits per season, which would be his average, I just realized I could have saved myself a step because Baseball Reference shows you their 162 average nowadays. And that applies to hits. And I could have been using it the whole time. And I forgot that existed. So my bad, Baseball Reference. Anyway, that's 1,274 hits over the next 7 years. Adding that to his current hits total of 1,445 puts him at 2,719 hits, which means at his current pace of 180 hits per season, you would probably just need to play 9 seasons. Right, not eight with a rounding error. Eight more seasons to reach 3,000 hits, assuming full length seasons, no lockouts, no injuries, and the ability to maintain a quality of play over an extended period of time, which is obviously difficult. But Manny Machado and Bryce Harper is a little bit lower on the list, but he's also on the list.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to be an interesting conversation as we go forward, because I really feel in my heart that Miggy's going to be the last one to do this.
At least until the game starts evolving again.
Or until we find the science to make baseball players good for longer.
True.
Because one of the other benefits that Miguel Cabrera has had, and it's tough to call it a benefit in any context other than this, is that the Tigers have sucked. And when you suck and your team's not good enough to get a draw of fans on its own, from the quality from chasing pennants, from potential World Series wins, one of the other ways that you can get a draw is by having a big star. And Miguel Cabrera has been a big star forever. And on top of that, he's been able to chase milestones recently. You know, like he got to be in a Tigers uniform when he got his 500th home run. He got to be in a Tigers uniform when he got his 3,000th hit. Those are also things that bring people to the stands, which means that the Tigers have had reason to have him on because, one, they're not paying anybody else, so who cares? Two, he brings people to the stadium because he's already a star. And three, he brings people to the stadium to hit these milestones. That is a very unique position, given the fact he was given a monster contract to stay there. And that's not going to be necessarily like if this was the Dodgers or another perennially good team like the Giants.
Padres.
Nope. He probably wouldn't have lasted. He just wouldn't have. He probably would have bounced around and had a hard time. He did have some good fortune in that he signed a mega deal with the Tigers, has stayed there forever because they haven't had anybody else and haven't been good, and got the playing time because their team's been so bad that they've never had anybody else to put in the lineup ahead of him, that it hasn't, that it's been worth playing him because there's been nobody else.
Kind of like what we've seen Albert Pujols go through with the Dodgers. And obviously the Dodgers are a different story because they're more than just dog shit or more than just averagely good. But he hasn't gotten barely any playing time when he was playing for them.
Yeah, they really made use of his splits when he was there. Yeah, the Dodgers are not going to fuck around when it comes to making sure that their lineup is on point, I guess, so to speak.
Yeah, they have the flexibility to have very specialized players.
Yeah. So it's also tough to project out from that perspective as well. Now, obviously, Manny Machado had signed a 10-year deal with the Padres, so he will be in that uniform for the next at least 6 more seasons, because this is season 4 right now. So include all this season and then 6 more of them. So he's got that. Will he get a second contract of length? Who knows? He'll only be 36 when that contract ends. So maybe. But it's a reason. There's a reason it's a difficult milestone to achieve in the first place.
Correct.
It's like getting 300 wins as a pitcher now too. Not going to happen.
Well,
it's just
I mean,
not going to happen.
I feel like there's a chance somebody can come in and do that for, as a hitter. It would just be rare. I don't think anyone would be allowed to even approach that number of starts needed for wins. Like, unless you are
starts and innings pitched.
Yeah. That would be a lot.
Yeah, like Justin Verlander is the active leader, and we can all recognize the fact that Justin Verlander is going to be a first ballot Hall of Famer. He has 227.
Ridiculous.
Clayton Kershaw has 187. One of the best pitchers we've seen in our lives on one of the best teams that's ever been assembled for in multiple over such an extended stretch, I should say. 187 wins. First guy under 30 on this list. Oh, God, I'm scrolling. Aaron Nola with 68.
Wow. That's not the name I would expect because he's relatively young.
29.
Really?
I know. I really would have pegged him as younger.
I was going to be like, yeah, Aaron Nola's been, the young
I would have said 26
for a while. That's exactly the number I was thinking.
Yeah. Yeah, the under 30 names are really weird this high up. It's Aaron Nola, and then it's Eduardo Rodriguez. Michael Wacha just barely missed it at being age 30. Jose Barrios at 28. Sorry, age 28. He's at 49. Jose Barrios and Chris Archer have the same number of wins.
That's stupid.
That's hilarious. Zach Davies is this high.
Whoa.
Yeah, I'm scrolling a lot now. Yeah,
Zach Davies, I always think is younger because he looks like he's 23.
All right, these three, last one. These three are all tied with the same number of wins, and they're all the same age. And I don't know which of those two things is more surprising for me because both feel wrong. You ready for the names?
No.
All right, so all three of them have 49 wins. All three of them are 29. Dylan Bundy, Blake Snell, Noah Syndergaard.
Whoa.
Yeah. What three completely different people, completely different play styles, completely different careers, all the same age with the same number of wins?
Like, Blake Snell is like, he was the young guy who broke out and had a truly historic year, won the Cy Young, and just keeps getting hurt and keeps going through. But, like, he's going to get back. Like, he'll be there. Noah Syndergaard's been like, yeah, he did it pretty good a while ago, but, like, damn, if he ever stays healthy, he's going to be so good. And Dylan Bundy's essentially like, yeah, that guy is pretty close to retirement now, right? Yeah.
Dylan Bundy, the guy from all those really bad teams. Yeah.
People always said he was going to be good, but oh boy, he never was. He had one half of a season a year and a half ago.
Yeah. Led the all of baseball in lawsuits in 2018. Yeah,
good.
That guy.
The guys who usually lead in losses are the ones that come back and end up having career number of wins.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Their differences in WAR is also a little bit funny. They're relatively close, but still, it's like Dylan Bundy, career WAR 8.6. And mind you, he already has one full WAR for this season. So prior to the year, 7.6. Blake Snell, 0 WAR in the season, 13 WAR for his career. He hasn't pitched yet. And Noah Syndergaard, 0.5 WAR for the season, 15.3 WAR for his career. So same age, same number of wins. Noah Syndergaard with almost double the career WAR of Dylan Bundy, but the same number of wins as Dylan Bundy. And then amongst the group of them, Blake Snell, fewest innings pitched. He has 100 fewer innings pitched than Dylan Bundy does, but the same number of wins.
Wow.
Gotta love the sport. Miggy can't play much after this season, right? Like this is the fond farewell.
No, he will retire now. Like, I fully understand holding out as long as you possibly can to get to the 3,000 hit milestone. But yeah, you're done now, right? Like, we're all happy here. We've all done it. We've seen you make history. We're good, right?
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Uh-oh.
Oh, buddy. I looked up his contract. Oh my God. He's not retiring ever. Oh God. Miguel Cabrera, first off, is making $32 million this year. Did not remember this. And guess what? He's making $30 million the next 3 seasons each. His contract does not end until 2025.
Why? When did he sign it?
Oh, like 1932? Who fucking knows, man?
Hold on. Spot track.
2008, he had signed that contract. Or so 2016, it must have been 2016. Yeah.
He signed
Miguel
it in
Cabrera
20.
is
He signed
8-year, $248 million
what?
contract in 2016.
8-year, $248 million, $248 million guaranteed, AAV of 31. Holy shit.
I'm gobsmacked. For some reason, I thought he was like at the end of his contract or year to year, but yeah, he's not retiring. Miguel Cabrera is not going to leave $92 million on the field or on the table, I should say.
Does he have any options?
Of course he doesn't.
So options vest with top 10 finish in MVP voting the year prior. Okay. Is there like a yearly option? Because it's an $8 million buyout, which isn't bad. MVP bonus $2 million, All-Star 100,000, Gold Glove, Silver Slugger 100,000, MVP, postseason MVPs, all this stuff. That's a lot. That's too much.
Mind you, he is a first baseman.
Top salaries.
All right. Okay, so hold on. Let's approach this conversation this way then. Are there any other milestones Miguel Cabrera could reach in the next 3 years? Did I close his page?
Probably.
Am I an idiot?
Miguel Cabrera is the 12th highest paid player in baseball.
Yes, it's hilarious. Oh my God, I can't believe we've never looked at this.
He makes page. As much as Manny Machado, and believe it or not, you'll never guess this, David Price.
Oh no, I remember that. Yeah, he signed that
stupid deal. Damn. Yep. Well, and stupid as in stupid high, not
right. I know what you mean.
Terribly stupid.
Okay. Other milestones Miguel Cabrera has ahead of him because he's not going to stop playing. RBIs. He could probably break 2,000 RBIs. He currently has 1,809. You give him a few seasons, give him 3 seasons. He hasn't had a lot. Okay, looking at Miguel Cabrera's RBI totals since 2016 is really fucking depressing, and you know it's not him. Like, you know it's the team he's on. He hasn't had 100 RBIs since 2016. In fact, in 2019, in 2021, his last 2 full seasons, 59 and 75. That's really fucking sad. He had over 100 hits in each of those seasons. There's just nobody on base. Like, he had 75. Okay, here's how I want you to think about this. He had 75 RBIs in 2019. He had 15 home runs, which means that like 15%, 18% of his RBIs were himself. He had 60 RBIs that were other people. That's it. And in 2019,
I want to see a breakdown because there's carryovers. What's it called? Overlap?
Yeah.
That's stupid.
Oh my God, that's fucking hilarious and sad at the same time. All right, so if the Tigers get appreciably better, he could probably break 2,000 RBIs, 1,809 with 3 seasons to go. It's possible. If he wanted to start trying to steal bases and force the issue, maybe he could get to 50 stolen bases. Maybe. Outside of that, it'd be tough. His next double will be number 600. I'm not sure if that's a big, meaningful number for any reason, but
I feel like it is. That's a huge number. It's a very even number.
Yeah, so that'll be a cool number. But outside of that, he's not gonna. There's no big milestone after 3,000 hits to really strive for. He's at 502 home runs, so it's not like he can push for 600.
If he starts pitching, he can go for 3,000 strikeouts.
The in the twilight years, that's the true second half of his career. He's been a pitcher the whole time, just fooling us, waiting for the right.
How do you think he knows how to hit so well?
He knows a pitcher's mentality. He knows how they think. Yeah, I guess that's kind of it. Really, it's just the RBIs number, and then again, his next double will be number 600. Yeah. Well, he's got 3 years to do something crazy.
Come on, do something.
Anything. Yeah, damn. Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Your best Al Pacino voice. Okay.
To bring it up, how many hits does Mike Trout have?
Not enough. He should have more.
Yes.
We'll stand by that. Mike Trout, 1,431. He is 2 spots behind Manny Machado, just behind, you guessed it, Ian Desmond.
What? Oh, God. This is turning into something else, man.
Granted, Ian Desmond is 6 years older than Mike Trout. He has 1 more hit.
But still, like, damn.
Fucking Ian fucking Desmond. Yes.
God, like names you just haven't heard in so long.
He's listed as an active player. I'm not sure he is, but anyway. Yeah, he has. Yeah. He hasn't played in 3 years. Okay, yeah.
All right, we need to figure something else to talk about. This is a rabbit hole that just does not have an end to it.
As all the best rabbit holes don't. All right, so let's talk a little bit about, I guess, early some run and environment stuff. As there has been conversation yet again this season about the baseball itself. It's been a constant point of contention over the past few seasons, and it's culminating once again in the fact that we have seemingly batters doing everything they possibly can and it not mattering because the balls aren't actually, landing anywhere. So let's look at barrel percent over the last handful of years. And I want to look at it by league and year. And then we can look at it against how we've been doing from a home run perspective, because it's painting kind of a wacky picture. So hold on, my search is running right now. In the past few years, this one's sorted by year. Okay. Barrels sort by, it's a percent of total pitches. So this year, 2022 is the second most barrels by percent, tied with 2020, 2019, and 2018, or no, just 2019 and 2020. Last year we had the most barrels as a percent and as a raw figure. This year, just behind that as a percent of total pitches. So batters are hitting the shit out of stuff. They're really smacking it around. I'm actually going to sort this now by average exit velocity to really get a good picture of just how hard stuff is being hit as well. 2022 is actually, we're hitting it harder than we ever have before. 105.1 miles per hour is your average barreled exit velocity. Because I guess I have this sorted out by barrels actually. So maybe I should just change it to hit to get a better picture. But the barrel ball, it's not like, even as a rate, things are, it's slower. You know, we're getting our barrels out, but they're not, they're at the bottom end of the metrics that matter for it. We're hitting. I'm hitting. I'm all major league hitters hitting very well this season. Ahead of last year at 105, even ahead of 2019 and 2020 at 104.6 and 105.6. So let me actually change the PA result into a base hit of some kind. And let's get rid of barrels just to see how we've been doing there we go. There I go with that first person language again. How the league has been doing as a whole in the hits department. And 2022 is fourth, but within a pretty decent margin of error. 94 miles per hour is the average exit velocity of a base hit, or really a hit of any kind. That is just behind 2021 and 2016, which was 94.1, and 2019 was our leader at 94.3. So balls are being hit. Balls are being hit. Now, folks, let's take a look at the raw quantity of home runs that have been hit, because, and this has been an issue all this year to start off the season. The home runs, they just ain't a coming. folks. They're just not showing up at our front door. Now, with I'm such an idiot. With the start of the season and the cold weather in most cities, there's not a lot of home runs to start the year anyway. The balls don't carry as well in the first place. So I guess there's a little bit of that in there also. But anyway, so this season, hold on one second. So actually, instead of doing it for raw home runs, because I'm an idiot and realized we're like, 15 games into the season, raw numbers really aren't going to help us. From pitch percent, so the number of pitches that have been hit out for home runs, which again can be accomplished in Baseball Savant, we are at the lowest percent in the StatCast era. 2019, we had in 2020, we had career bests, I guess, league bests at just under 1% of all pitches hit out for home runs, which is a fuck ton of home runs. This year, to start off the season, it is at 0.6. That is the lowest. 0.6% of pitches have been hit out for home runs. So 394 home runs as a way of thinking about it as well. That's your raw number. That's not good. That's not. So if we take the total number of pitches, this might be a nice comparison from 2019. Because that was a nice full season for us. That's 732,473 pitches times 0.6 or 0.06. No, 0.6. God, I can't speak. Oh no, it's a percent. I was right the first time. 006. That's 4,394 home runs. In 2019, I keep saying baseball, the players hit 6,776 home runs. 4,394 home runs would be the smallest number on this list, barring the 2020 campaign, which was a shortened season of 60 games. And even in 60 games, the players hit 2,304 home runs, which that season was just over a third the length of the regular season that we know and love. And they're currently on pace for hitting less than double that number of home runs. 60 games, 2,300 home runs, double that number. That's more home runs than we're on pace for right now in almost 3 times the amount of games. That's bad. Are you muted?
Yes, I am. That's really bad. And why?
Well, that's the grand question, because clearly, as we said, barrel percent is as high as it ever has been. Exit velocity also as high as it ever has been. Because that's one of the things from that we can so evidently tell is how consistent the progression, or at least the mentality around hitting, has been in MLB for these past few seasons. I keep saying I don't know why. The league has been doing nothing but improving quality of contact for the length of the StatCast era. So these numbers usually pretty consistently go up, or at least maintain, when we look at from both sides, pitching and hitting. But when we look at stuff like exit velocity and launch angle, the two main factors for barrel balls, they tend to increase or, again, maintain over the course of time, because those aren't super variable. It's not like hitting coaches are going to say, you guys are hitting the ball too hard, stop it. And they're not going to say you guys aren't hitting enough ground balls. You know what I mean? Like there is an obvious thing that is being worked on. It's being reflected in those two key metrics for this metric. So, and we know that pitching is always hard, hitting good pitching is always hard, but when the swings remain consistent, but the result varies, the only thing we can really point to is the ball. And to that effect, it's been a pretty rough year from a hitting perspective, the batting average of the entire league right now is 231. And you know what an OPS plus of 100 gets you for a raw OPS?
No.
What do you think? Because that's one of the things, we always look at OPS plus. It changes year to year from where it's based off of. And so like I think we talked Ozzie Smith real quick. We talked Ozzie Smith a while ago about how some of his average years have been really light in OPS plus departments. So Ozzie Smith's best year by OPS plus was 747, and he got a 112 OPS plus. And his average in 1985, a 101 OPS plus, that was a 716 OPS. 1985. So
I mean, the number that came to mind just now was 790
for like a regular for a 100 OPS.
Yeah.
Plus. Yeah, it's 673. A 673 is a 100 OPS plus.
So you're telling me if I'm batting, 200, I don't even want to do the math of all the different possibilities because it's any two numbers that add up to that. That's not interesting. But holy shit, that's so low.
Yeah. So to paint the picture, Isaiah Kiner-Falefa, who has turned around quite a bit since the first 5 games of the season, shocking. His slash line so far this season is 298, 340, 383. That's an OPS of 723. Now, an OPS of 723, historically speaking, is not like good. It's not bad. It's not very bad. But like, for instance, again, comparing it to the Ozzie Smith page that I'm now convinced I closed out of because I referenced it, and that means I got rid of it. Yep, that shit's gone.
How many times have you done that today?
Oh my God, it feels like an endless fucking quantity. I can't keep my goddamn anything straight. All right, Ozzie Smith, come back to me. Hold on, folks. I need the we'll be right with you music. So that Ozzie Smith 112 OPS plus season that I mentioned was a 747 OPS. Like, and even that by today's standards doesn't look super duper impressive. If we go over to it's not, maybe not fair, but if we go over to Mike Trout's page and pick his worst season, let's see what Mike Trout's worst season is. A 167 OPS plus, of course it is.
Sure.
993. Mike Trout's worst season by OPS, 963. So, here's a better comp. Let's look at Brett Gardner. Brett Gardner, not a power hitter. His career OPS plus is 100. For perspective, that actually makes him the perfect guy. His career OPS plus is 100. So his career OPS is 740. And you know what? For the eras in which he played in, I think for Corwin and I, 740 is a perfect reference point for what is like an average guy.
Yeah, totally.
So to see
fine.
Isaiah Kiner-Falefa with a 117 OPS plus, 17% better than your average hitter, and his OPS is only 723, that's fucking awful.
And it's not like comparing them to guys like Ozzie Smith is doing a disservice to whoever. It's like you still can't compare them because by today's standards, with both the size of these players, the
look at the size
analytics,
of the lad.
they know how to hit balls out of the fucking park. We've seen it constantly. It's not like these players just don't stand up to the guys back in my day. It's like, no, like by all means, they know how to hit it better than any one of those guys. They just can't. It's not that they don't know how, they can't.
And deadening the ball, I would imagine, is having such a dramatic effect. And it's the only thing I can think of because it's a fly ball league. Your best hitters are home run hitters, which is not new. I'm not making shattering news or going against a historical norm here. There's a reason Babe Ruth is revered. your best hitters are hitting the ball in the air very far distances. And you know what the difference between 390 feet is and 360 feet to dead center? One might be a home run and one might not be.
No, I know.
Yeah. You hit a ball 360 feet to dead center. I don't think that's leaving most ballparks. 390, 400 feet, maybe some of them. But and when we're talking about the effects of things like a more deadened core and a higher drag efficient on balls, like that's not a hard distance to shrink. And when you take away a home run, you take away batting average, which really just rolls into on base percent, and slugging. And it's literally the highest slugging that you can add per plate appearance is a home run. And that has to be what's dragging this shit down. We're hitting fewer home runs on a clip in StatCast history. And that means we're fucking with on base percent. So yeah, this is crazy. The average batter is batting under 700 slugging. I mean, OPS. I just can't get over that. That's insane. Did you mute yourself?
All right.
There you go. I mean, think about it. Can you imagine a player with a 300 on base and a 400 slugging, neither of which are really good numbers, and that guy's doing great this season by OPS plus?
Why? Like, it's not even at the point of us arguing, oh, did MLB do something to change the balls? Yeah, of course they did. But why?
So I was pondering this the other day. The only thing I could think, and this isn't going to sound right because I don't think it is, like in a physics sense or policy sense, right? But if this was their decision and not just a kooky, wacky accident, like they've said in the past, I have to wonder.
It's funny how it keeps being kooky, wacky accidents.
It's
every year there's a kooky, wacky accident.
It's so weird how that happens. But I would think that there's someone in a boardroom saying they're hitting the ball too high. And I'm tired of hearing launch angle. I hate launch angle. Why are they launching at angles? They should be hitting line drives. And saying, well, if we deaden the ball, it won't go as far. So there'll be fewer home runs. And maybe if some of these home runs turn into outs, players won't be trying to put the ball in the air so much because it gets too hard. Now, that's a fault in logic, assuming that players can just will themselves, especially mid-season, to not put the ball in the air so high. And literally, the guy's entire – we're talking a point of coaching progression where these guys have been taught to swing a certain way at this point for decades. Like, if you're Aaron Judge, 29, 30 years old, a big home run hitter, or Joey Gallo, you know, you've been told to have that swing at least since you were 17. At least.
Mm-hmm.
You're not just changing it like that now into a line drive thing. Like, they can't build an incentive like that immediately and have it work. Now, I'm not saying that's what it is, because again, I said it would sound wrong and it feels wrong. But if that's a conscious decision, and again, not just a kooky, wacky accident, I can't think of why else they would do this. It doesn't make any sense.
My only real argument against it is there's no way one guy in that boardroom has the power to do that.
You don't think Manfred has the power to do it?
Not unilaterally.
I don't know.
I don't know. Yeah, it's one of those things. Who fucking
know
knows? Do you think it even matters?
Well, the real issue is I don't see what the problem is. Like, when there a bunch of articles were being written about the juice ball, and you and I talked about on the podcast about the juice ball, it was like, look how juiced this ball is. But it wasn't like, hey, baseball's not fun. Like 2017 to 2019, that was a lot of fun.
Right.
Having a yearly chase for the all-time home run crown as a team, having that be a yearly chase, honestly, was a fucking blast.
And I feel like the issue is more with, hey, don't have the change come either mid-season or between the end of the season and the postseason, like it seemed like the first year we did this, or don't keep changing it back and forth. It was more dead one year, then it dropped down, and then it was back up, and then it dropped down, or jumped back up even higher. Regardless, it's just keep it consistent. If you want to make the change, make the change. Don't make big, just giant strokes and keep changing it year to year, because then numbers mean nothing.
Well, and guess what, fuckface? Tell us. Tell us what is the reason for MLB not telling it to people when they're going to change the ball?
I imagine it would have something to do with, oh, well, if they changed it here, they probably changed it then or there, and just losing faith in the entire operation, knowing that they can just make these changes willy-nilly.
But at least if they can, but we're realizing that already. So I guess my issue is, like, if you're willing to make those changes willy-nilly, what's the harm in telling people? Because if anything, it would give me more confidence that they are working towards a goal with this, and we can actually measure that success. But without any type of communication, it just seems so haphazard. You know, like if MLB announced at the end of the last regular season, you know, at a week after the World Series, and they were like, to encourage more line drives and base hits, we will be deadening the ball this season, heading into the 2022 season, so that players stop focusing on fly balls as much because they will not travel as far, and instead start focusing on line drives to create more action on the base paths, to create what we feel will be a more exciting baseball game. And they could even show differences between the baseballs. You know what I mean? They can hire a science nerd to be like, here's the difference, and here's Joey Gallo at batting practice with an old baseball. Look how far it went, and with a new baseball, didn't go as far. And then players can have that expectation, and then we can measure it. Like, hey, were there more doubles hit this season? Did it work? Was that fun? Whereas this season, we're just like, look how bad everything is. Everything is bad.
Yeah.
Because players,
I don't even know how all that science would work. I would learn how to do it just to be able to show that we could see these differences.
So it's also like, could you imagine you're Rob Manfred and you go, I want more doubles instead of home runs, and then you just didn't tell anybody about it? Like, all right, we wanted them to hit more doubles, but we want them to realize on their own that they're not going to hit more home runs. We want them to suffer. Yeah.
It's a scavenger. Happy Easter, guys.
Look at what's happening to Joey Gallo right now. Look at that man. He's a broken shell of himself because all of his hits are getting snagged up on the warning track.
I want to look at his numbers now. Whoa. Let's see. Where's the BABIP? Give me BABIP. I don't know where it is.
He is struggling right now.
There it is. That's actually not great either. 240 BABIP to a 136 batting average. It's something, but it's not like it's huge difference. Like
Joey Gallo's average exit velocity is down a ton. It's the second lowest of his career, behind his barely played in 2016 season, to the point where I probably shouldn't even count. So taking away that, it is 6 miles per hour less than his career high and 3 miles per hour less than last season. And his max exit velocity is relatively in line with where he's been historically. So he's got the ability to. The ball just is not leaving his bat the same way. Like, his barrel percent is still 16%. It's just like, it's not, man, the man's hits they're just not going, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, those are concerning numbers.
Yeah, I'm wondering if it shows distance, average distance. I'm sure it doesn't, but that would be pretty cool. Swing take, plate discipline.
But it's the beard. I think he just lost a lot of confidence without the beard. And looking at his Yankees picture on Baseball Reference, I would too. He needs some framing in that face.
Yeah. There's so many stats on Baseball Savant that I forgot existed. Oh man, I'm so excited for this season to get back into these. Whatever. Yeah, I just don't get it, my friend. I just don't get it.
Oh, Manfred, stop fucking with this guy. Come on. Just let us have baseball. Stop micromanaging us.
And it's such a weird range of parks that are being affected as a result of it, because Yankee Stadium is not hitter friendly this year. So far, Yankee Stadium has a park factor of 98, and park factor works just like OPS plus does, where it's 100 is like a standard hitting environment, and anything below that's bad, above it is good. So the best hitting environment so far this season is Coors Field. Shocking. It's 114. The worst hitting environment so far this season is T-Mobile Park, where the Mariners play, 94. Yankees 22nd best, or ninth worst, whichever way you want to think about it. Or eighth worst, I guess I should say. So there's only 29 parks? How is there only 29 parks? Wait, what? Has someone not played a home game yet?
Blue Jays?
No, the Blue Jays are on here.
Oh,
wow, that's strange. I'm not going to sit here and name all the teams because, oh God, who wants to listen to that? But that's weird. Anyway. That's actually 2021. Interesting.
That would
it's a
make
3-year
sense for the Blue Jays.
3-year rolling average. Yeah. No, the Blue Jays are here too. They're still here.
It would make sense that the Blue Jays. Sorry, I'm just dumb.
Yeah, it's regardless, the Yankees are getting affected because, well, if you stack your team full of power hitters and the ball doesn't travel very far, those are outs. Those are outs. So, yeah. It's sad that we've talked for years about how good pitching has gotten in like a fun way. Like look, strikeouts are fun. Having really dominant outings is fun. Like complete games are fun. We don't get a lot of those, but good pitching events are always fun. But every sport is driven by its offense. If every football game ended 14-7, it would not be the most popular sport in America. That's not fun.
I probably wouldn't be a fan.
If every basketball game ended 92-85, it would not have grown at the clip that it's grown at. Defense is important, and good defense is fun if you're a fan. It's hard to appreciate as an outsider, though. An outside person isn't going to appreciate how hard a specific outfield route was to run, or a really well-turned double play, to the same degree that someone who is a committed fan will. And that's not to say that they're wrong for that or bad for that. It's harder to appreciate certain types of defense when you don't know the sport super well. It's easy to appreciate. Look at that ball hit leave all the whole park. Look at that
Holy
ball
shit.
in the air
Vlad Guerrero
the whole time.
Absolutely murder that baseball.
Yeah. And because even the selling point in the stadium is every stadium, lights flash when the home team hits a home run. Comerica Park, they got the fireworks, or whatever they call the White Sox stadium these days. I don't know. Guaranteed rate field. That's what it is. God, what a miserable fucking name. But it's, and I don't. It's like baseball was getting really good publicity or really good attention from the number of home runs that was getting hit, but they didn't want that type of attention.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like if you can grow on the back of a certain plate appearance result, fucking lean in. Who gives a shit? Guess what? If MLB was getting insanely popular on the back of strikeouts, make strikeouts easier. Make more of them. Seriously, if that's what it was, if baseball was thriving on the back of walks, make walks more accessible to more players so you have more walks. If that's what people want to see, who gives a fuck? Why do you care?
Strike the strike zone. Do it. It's arbitrary and can be done rather easily, especially when we start having robot umps.
Yeah. And guess what? Baseball was seeing success on the back of the home run, and they were like, nah, we don't like it that way. Fuck you. We're going to hurt ourselves to make it the type of sport we want it to be, not the type of sport that's the most accessible and the most easily sold to the lowest common denominator. What a fucking stupid thing to do.
Could you imagine if MLB really wanted to just do whatever they could to ensure batters are the priority, hits are the priority? We won't, say a certain type of hit is the priority, because clearly you guys got upset with that, with us going so heavy with home runs. We're going to do something to benefit all hitting. We're going to ban off-speed pitches. 4-seam, 2-seam fastballs only. Go crazy.
Fastball world, baby.
Like with the did you watch the John Boy Blitzball?
I've seen clips.
They have a minimum or maximum pitch speed. Can't be over, 70, I think it is. Just imagine if you couldn't go below like 90 miles an hour with a pitch.
Couldn't go below 90. Oh, okay.
So like
below
you could
90
still have
or
a
over
change
100. Up. No, nothing triple digits. Get them out of here.
That's fair, because then that would just strike him out with power. EFIS pitches only. MLB is now slow pitch softball.
It's like MLB just keeps changing the rules until it eventually becomes basketball. All right. We got to make the ball a little bit bigger to make it easier to hit. We got to lob it up. And now you got to get it in this hole that we designed.
You know what? It's too hard for you to hit a baseball with the bat. You're just going to have the baseball in your hand and you're going to throw it.
Right. And the other team, they can stop you from throwing it. But if they do, then they can throw it back in your hoop. Now it's basketball. Now we're doing basketball.
Oh, what? You guys are getting singled out too much because, only one of you has the ball at a time? Okay, there can be 5 of you.
But then the other team only gets 5.
Too powerful?
Yeah.
Okay, they'll only get 5.
Yeah, and instead of innings, let's get rid of innings. We'll do time. Time will be a little bit easier for this sport. Innings too hard. Because we're trying to monitor pace of play. We don't want these games to be 3 hours. So you only get 60 minutes. But we'll give you a few timeouts.
And something about dribbling. We haven't worked out all the kinks, but we'll get there.
Oh, that'd be funny if they
boy.
back themselves into basketball somehow.
That's like an episode of like an animated sitcom just waiting to happen.
Yeah, honestly, it feels like something that would happen on 30 Rock. Yeah.
This lemon, I can't hit.
Or like a show that would be a show in 30 Rock,
Right.
Yeah.
I could absolutely just
like
see
Jenna signs up for a movie where that's the plot. That's what would happen. Jenna would be like giving some pitch in a boardroom, and someone would be like, "That's just basketball." She would go, "Yes, let's do it," and then it would happen in the movie.
What's it called?
Roger. I'll never forget you, Roger. Oh man. Anyway.
Oh god.
Love 30 Rock.
Great show.
Yeah. It makes it tough because even understanding it, like when I watch Yankees games and they don't hit 10 runs like they did today, it's like I look at a home run that dies on the warning track and I still can't help but blame the player when it happens. Like, I know it's not his fault necessarily because run environment has changed due to this baseball change, potential baseball change so far this season. But I look at it like, you fucking suck.
I left so many chips short today. I now have an excuse the next time I play. the fucking league. Change the ball, dude. It's not going as far. I usually smack that thing 300. Ball doesn't go as far. It's just not the same. It's a different game we're playing.
I was golfing with Greg, and he hit just a really terrible second shot after the drive. Just awful. And he gets up and he just kind of pushes the stick out of the way. I was like, yeah, did it get in your head? That stick that was nowhere near you? Is that what was fucking you up? That stick that was behind you the whole time that will get to you, buddy? Yeah, he got mad.
Oh man, I have a match agreed to with Greg. I don't remember what we're playing for, but I am playing a head-on match 1v1 against Greg in golf at some point this summer.
Greg, I think, didn't have a successful drive the entire all 18 holes.
I don't know if I would ever feel confident challenging anyone else other than like my old roommate Dan, who doesn't play golf, to a 1v1 match, just because I know Greg will get into his head with the added pressure and be completely crippled the entire time.
That and Greg refuses to change. Like, he will play 6 holes and drive horribly on all of them and be like, I'm going to use my driver every hole no matter what, and just get angrier and angrier at myself that it's not working.
I know how to drive the ball.
It's like, look,
fix this.
Yeah, we all know how to drive the ball. It's just, hey, sometimes you don't have it. Sometimes I'm going to drive with a 3-iron because I just can't wrap my head around why this driver's not working for me today, and I need to push the ball straight and forward.
My go-to is a 4 hybrid. When I can't drive it, I'm going to a club that is so completely different. It's just, there's no chance I'm going to fuck up both.
And that's the funny part is, like, I'm not even good at golf, and I'd go like 3 times a year, 4 times a year. And Greg goes so much, and I will do marginally better than him because he is so insistent on playing the way he wants to play that he thinks he should be able to play instead of tailoring his game to his actual output.
Beloved friend Matt Torrey, the best wisdom he has ever given me on the golf course: you are not good enough to be that mad. You suck. We all suck. Golf is hard. Why are you mad? Touché, Matt. That's a good point.
Another Matt Torrey gem specific to this is your best club is whatever you're hitting with right now. If you're really hitting with your 7-iron, that's your club. Yep. That was good advice.
Yeah. You know what? It's worked. I've done it before. I've putted with wedges. I've made putts. I've missed putts, but I've done it.
Sometimes it's all you can do. Anyway, enough golf talk.
Never.
There is such a thing as ever. There's more things. You want to talk about any of them or save them for future episodes? We've been going for a little bit.
I'm going to forget this at some point before. Did I fucking close out of it? You dumb asshole. If I can find it in the next 30 seconds, I will be all for discussing it if I can. Oh, I found it immediately. That's awesome. No team has had more first-round draft capital since 2018 than the New York Football Giants. These are Dave Gettleman's picks for the top pick in each one of his drafts. 2018, at number 2, Saquon Barkley. Often discussed on here how, sure, he's a great player and was a tremendous prospect. A running back at number 2, bad idea.
Yeah, every time.
Next year, followed it up famously. 6th overall pick, Daniel Jones. Hasn't worked for him. 2019, the 17th pick, he used on Dexter Lawrence. Hasn't really made a name for himself as a premier guy. That same year, the 30th pick in the draft, DeAndre Baker, has been cut. 2020, 4th overall pick on Andrew Thomas, a good but not great offensive tackle. And then last year's pick, number 20, Kadarius Toney, who apparently is now being searched for a trade. searching for a whatever.
Is looking to be traded, I guess. They're hunting for a trade partner.
The number one response is fascinating. What if in 2019 or 2018 at number 2, they take Quentin Nelson or Josh Allen, the quarterback. 2019, then taking edge rusher Josh Allen. 2019, the 17th overall pick, you keep that, and you get to keep Odell Beckham Jr. You don't trade up, so you don't have number 30. 2020, number 4. Justin Herbert is right there. Or you still go Andrew Thomas and get yourself a nice little tackle to protect Josh Allen. Justin Herbert. Or 2021, Micah Parsons or Rashawn Slater were there.
Oh, wait, no, or Andrew Thomas then. Yeah. Forgot that Josh Allen in this world.
It's always easy to look back. Hindsight's 2020, but at the same time.
But it shouldn't be this easy, because that's the problem. There should be some picks in there where it's like, this was a good pick.
Yeah.
There's a better player behind it. You know what I mean? But like,
sure,
this still made sense. There's none of that. None of it. Except for maybe Andrew Thomas.
There haven't been any quality picks. I mean, that's 7 guys who have not really amounted to much of anything.
Where are they? That's 7 guys who it's like, where do they go? Where are they now? Are they with the Giants? If they're not, are they anywhere? Are they making a difference?
Nope.
It's astonishing. It's astonishing to do.
You will be missed. Sign the rest of the league.
Oh, God.
But hey, better and brighter future.
Like, for the Jets and the Jaguars, there's really great picks every now and then, especially in the first round for those guys over the last 5 to 7 years. Really, there are. Their failures have been with external contracts given out and coaching and management. And obviously, those are still big issues. But there have been good first-round picks. That hasn't been universally a problem. It's obviously been an issue in certain places. The Jets had the ability to take Patrick Mahomes in his year in the draft, and they didn't. You know, like, there's obviously picks that we can look back on and say, you know, better player, but whatever. Man, the Giants have had all the same issues that the Jets and the Jaguars have had, and they can't draft.
Fascinating shit.
Real quick, some stats leaders, unless you have anything else on this.
No.
Some stats leaders before we go, just because it's fun. Why not? I just lost. Okay. Our ex-WOBA leader, Mike Trout, 498. That means that stats count because he is on the top of leaderboards.
Oh, God bless. That's the best rule in baseball.
Our top 5, actually our top 10 really is fascinating. Fuck it. The top 10, Mike Trout, then Wander Franco at 2, Vlad Guerrero Jr. at 3, Aaron Judge at 4, and you guessed it, Ty France at 5. Followed by G-Man Choi at 6, Seiya Suzuki at 7, Matt Olson at 8, Anthony Rizzo at 9, and Josh Bell at 10. It's your ex-WOBA leaderboard. Outside of the leaderboard, guys like, you know, Juan Soto, Jose Ramirez, people who are really good. It's weird that they're not in the top 10, and Ty France is, but hey, that's the world we live in.
Oh, man, I'm so glad we traded for Austin Nola, who's never been healthy. Thanks, Padres.
You know what's amazing is that Mike Trout leads in ex-WOBA 20.7 barrel percent. Wander Franco, second best ex-WOBA, barrel percent of 10.7. Half. But he just does everything else. His average launch angle is 6.5.
What?
I don't even understand how he's like not squaring up the ball and still has an ex-WOBA this crazy high.
What?
I know.
Why is he training with Eric Hosmer?
Right. Actually, now I'm really curious as to how we got here. Oh, his batting average is really high. Maybe that has something to do with it. I guess because he still hits the ball hard. I don't know. It's interesting. Regardless. All right. Our ex-WOBA leaders for pitchers. Number 1, You get 2 guesses.
WOBA for pitchers. So this is a good stat.
Right. And it's nice and low. Get 2 guesses.
For the number 1 guy right now. Shit. Just name a pitcher.
Name a woman.
Name a woman.
Name a woman.
You just are a fucking disgrace to everyone you know. Shohei Ohtani.
No. Not in the top 10.
Tampa Bay Rays number 1 starter, Shane Bass. I don't know. Not their number 1 starter.
No, not in the top 10. Nestor Cortez Jr.
That honestly would have been a good pick, and I was just looking at Nestor Cortez Jr., but I love that. I love him.
201. An ex-WOBA, a 201. I love this so much. This season for him, for me, is just to die for. I'm having a blast. Anyway, Nestor Cortez Jr., number 1. Kyle Wright then follows him up. Carlos Rodon after him. Dylan Bundy at 4. Noah Syndergaard at 5. Dylan Cease at 6. Frankie Montaz at 7. Nice. Sean Manaea at 8. Sandy Alcantara at 9. And then Carlos Carrasco rounds out the top 10.
Cookie. I'm glad Cookie's back. I missed him.
Yeah. Yeah, it's really great shit. And it's wild. Kyle Wright and Noah Syndergaard both have not allowed a single barreled ball yet this season.
Really?
Everyone else in the top 10 has at least one. Yeah.
Is Noah Syndergaard finally breaking out after all these years?
With the Angels, no less. Imagine the Angels take a guy who has been good but never reached his full potential and has an injury history, and both, 1, doesn't get hurt for the full season, and 2, lives up to his potential. I don't even know what that would mean for the Angels going forward.
It's still crazy to me that their biggest issue forever has been, oh my God, they can't find a pitch. And they couldn't find a pitcher to save their fucking lives, and they still can't. I mean, I don't want to jinx it for Syndergaard this year, but they just can't. They can't find a single pitcher.
This season, they're showing the change, though. Yeah, but Noah Syndergaard this year it has won every start he's made. He has a career low ERA so far of 2.12. He's got 11 strikeouts and 17 innings pitched. He's having a really nice season. And if we look at the Angels starting pitching as a whole, that's not nearly as good as I was hoping it would be. Noah Syndergaard doing great. Everyone else, not good. Everyone else, including Shohei Ohtani, not good. No one else has below a 4 ERA. And in this run environment that we just spent a lot of time talking about it, that is startling. So Shohei Ohtani, 4.4 ERA. Reed Detmers, I don't know how to pronounce it, 6.57. Michael Lorenzen, 4.82. And Jose Suarez, 5.19. The bullpen's better, but after you get past Raisel Iglesias, Oliver Ortega, and Ryan Tepera, it's bad because Jimmy Herget, 6.43. Archie Bradley, 11.12. Mike Mayers, 11.25.
Yuck is right.
A whole lot of gross. But the team has a 123 OPS plus.
Oh, of course. That's all you need.
Taylor Ward, 206 OPS plus. I want to see your face when I tell you this. Look at me in the eyeballs. Shohei Ohtani is the second worst OPS plus in the team.
What the fuck's wrong with you? Why would you say something like that?
95. Only 2 guys below 100. Him and Andrew Velasquez.
But it's Shohei. He's got time. He can warm up.
Oh, he'll do better than this. Like we all know it.
He's fine. He's fine.
Yeah.
He's fine. He's fine. Everything is okay. We're good.
Yeah.
Oh God.
I was gonna say something else. I forget what it was. One more. Just this one is just for fun. Teams who are swinging at meatballs, which are really just juicy pitches that should be demolished.
The sandwiches or
like the subs, yeah.
Oh.
Teams swinging at the most meatballs. It's the Red Sox, 86.1 meatball swing percent. They love them some meatballs to feed those hungry kids of Boston. But the team who's just not swinging at enough meatballs is the Cardinals. The Cardinals 67.5 meatball swing percent. You got to swing at more meatballs. You need your steady diet of meatballs. I mean,
fuck, guys?
You got to take the meats. Yeah, it's whereas the team throwing the most meatballs and getting them swung on is the Blue Jays. The Blue Jays are getting their meatballs swung at 84% of the time, which means you can't throw this many meatballs. Your meatballs are getting demolished out here.
Lay off the meatball Monday. Too many meatball Mondays.
Lay off the Spicy Italian in Toronto. The Brewers are getting away with a ton of meatballs, 68.2% meatball swing percent for the pitching staff. So the Brewers are hiding their meatballs exceedingly well. Brewers, great sneaky meatball. Toronto.
I love how much you're loving this.
I love so much fun. Toronto's meatballs aren't sneaky enough. Oh, God, this is so much fun. Oh, this is the best. I'm loving it.
Ba-da-bum-bum-bum.
Yeah, gotta love a good spicy hot Italian meatball. The least patient hitters are Boston, though, so that really ties out 33.2% chase percent. The most patient hitters are the Dodgers, 22.3% chase percent. So they're doing it. You want to throw a first pitch strike? Make sure you throw it against the White Sox, 39.5% first pitch swing percent. Don't throw it against the Diamondbacks because they're not swinging at it, 22% first pitch swing percent.
Wow.
Yeah, we're all over the place. Anyway, I'm just going through some numbers, having some fun. We got anything else for this episode?
No, I don't think so. Nothing that can't be saved.
Yeah, we'll try to do some more football talk in the Thursday episode as we get ready for the draft a second time. So until then, if you want to follow the show on Twitter, you can do so at JuiceandPod. If you'd like to send emails to the show, you can do so at juiceandthenumbers@gmail.com. If you'd like to follow Corwin on Twitter, you can do so at Corwin Heller. If you'd like to follow myself on Twitter, you can do so at Joshua D. Tracy. And until Thursday, y'all have a good one.
Bye.